So I'm going to just do a short demonstration on the microgreens and the supplies you got, so it's clear what you're supposed to do. So some of you were live with me when I did this. You have gotten a variety of supplies in a variety of ways. The first week when I gave you the blue backpack, it had this tray, and this is going to be what we are going to use in the future to grow a large tray of microgreens. For right now, we're just going to use the green part as a protector, and we're going to use these little pots for the microgreens experiment. And if you watched any of the videos that were assigned last week and the week before in microgreen growing, you saw that there are many different ways that many different people use to grow microgreens. So we have a variety of growing media. Growing media is the option of what you're growing in. And so we had this stuff called cocoa coir, which comes in a compressed block. When it expands, it gets fluffy, and so when you soak it in water, it becomes this soil-like mixture. It's actually made from the hulls of coconuts. So it's a nice repurposed product. It's something that would otherwise be thrown away. So this is one option for something to grow the greens in. This mat is another option. It would need to be cut in half because the size of these pots is not that big, so it fits perfectly in half. The other media that we used, that some people are trying, is paper towels. I didn't bring a piece of paper towel out, but you can see it's just at the bottom. So when you grow microgreens, you start with some media, grow media, which is the name for whatever it is you're using to put the seeds on, that will be both holding the seeds. It will be a place for the roots to connect with. It'll be a way for the water to be absorbed. So before you get started, you should have your supplies organized. I seem to have forgotten to bring out my spray bottle. So you have your spray bottle of water. You have your plastic grow tray. You have your small pots, and you need to do at least 2 different ways. There are 3 ways you could go. Actually, there's many ways you could go. But you have the choice of the grow media that I sent you in a paper bag, which was like a potting soil mix. You have the choice of the cocoa coir, which is similar to the potting soil, so let's consider them the same thing. I'm suggesting you use the stuff in the bag so you don't have to deal with that whole big thing of cocoa coir quite yet. So your choices are to do soil in both pots, and then to do the seeds different ways. So you could either put the seeds on dry, or you could soak the seeds for 24 hours, for a few hours, and then put the seeds on soaked. So you're having one thing that stays the same and one thing that changes. So the soil's the same in both, and then the seeds are dry and soaked. That's option 1. Option 2 could be you use 2 different grow medias, and you do the same kind of seeds in both. And again, you can choose to do dry seeds or soaked seeds. There are pluses and minuses for all the options, and we're going to see by doing an experiment what works better. And I can tell you that I started all of these last Friday at exactly the same time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think you can see that there is a significant difference. In fact, I'll stick my ruler in, because again, we're observing the microgreens are above 1 inch here. They are at 1 inch and below here. They are not even at 1/4 inch here. They are at about 1/2 inch here, and not even 1/4 inch there. So clearly there are differences in the methods that you choose. And until you try different methods, it's hard to know which one you'd want and why. And I have some guesses as to why these 2 are doing the best. I am not going to share those guesses with you right now. But I am going to ask you, when you set up your microgreens, that you take your hand lens, which all of you were given, it's in the blue backpack, and you use it to actually examine the seeds more carefully. You'll be able to see a lot of things happening. I mean, I can see, well, here you can see the seeds splitting open and the roots emerging. So part of what you're doing in this project is a little bit of an experiment, and you're just setting yourself up with something growing inside that you can be learning about. And we aren't outside growing, we're not starting our food farm together, but we are able to still learn quite a bit about the power of seeds and and end up with some things to eat in the bargain. So you all have these plastic pots. I suggest that you take and then you sprinkle your seeds on. It's about a tablespoon, not even, of seeds. And you'll do the same thing here. You'll spray them with water. And again, you're going to make some choices before you start about whether, what your grow media and what your plan is. So if you soak your seeds, it'll be a little harder to spread them out because they'll be wet. They won't be as easy to spread around. Then many of the places suggest covering them overnight, so you can use this pot to cover them over so that all the water doesn't evaporate. So you're going to try different things, and you're going to take pictures and keep track. So I'm taking pictures each day of what each one is doing. So this is single paper towel, single layer of paper towel. This is the hemp fiber mat. This is a double layer of paper towel. This is potting mix. This is also potting mix. This one was potting mix, the one that's growing the tallest, was potting mix that I had covered overnight, the first night, with a paper towel to help with germination. This one's not looking quite as green. This was not in the light. Again, there's so many factors you can vary. This one is growing taller, and some people grow their microgreens in the dark for several days, which is what this one ended up being because the light wasn't as close to it, and they end up growing taller to reach the light. So again, this is something to know. So really there's 5 different experiments. There's single paper towel, there's the mat, there's a double paper towel, there's the soil with light, and there's the soil with less light. And so at the end, not only will I see which ones grow better, I'll see if they taste different. I'll just see what I see. So that's what we're doing here. We're seeing what we see.